Hey guys, welcome to Sovahkiin Tutorials series. Now, when I started playing Skyrim on Linux, I got it running supremely well, about 60 frames a second, and a lot of people asked for a tutorial on how I managed to get it running so well. So I decided I would go through that and write down everything step by step until I could get it working. Just to make sure this worked, I tried the steps. I should show you here these steps on my laptop, which is a Dell XPS 13 Intel integrated card, and it worked quite well. I wasn't getting 60 frames a second, obviously, but it was playable at about 25 to 30 frames a second. Not the greatest, but it worked, so it wasn't bad. This has since changed a little bit. I'm no longer using Jack 2 because of some weird clicking issues I've been having and haven't been able to sort out yet. Hopefully, it will work out a little better for me later. Now, first to note, I am using the KDE desktop in Arch Linux 64-bit. There's a bit of a weird quirk, as you can see up here. Known quirks using 32-bit only wine prefixes cause some major audio issues on Arch Linux 64-bit, especially while using Pulse Audio. If you're using ALSA, shouldn't be an issue. This is research that I did. I am going to continue using Pulse Audio. I know a lot of people don't like it. I do. It works fine. I liked Jack until it stopped working so well for me. So let's get started. I used, obviously, Play on Linux because it's just easier to deal with. It lets you try all sorts of different wine prefixes. See here I have lots of different wine versions in here. Tried out a whole bunch of them and got it running pretty well. Now it is a little tricky to begin with to get running. I will show you the steps that I had to take on Arch Linux. This is really just to make sure that you get the best possible setup for you. I have not yet tried this fully on an Radeon AMD system. It wasn't running 60 frames a second. I'm not sure what I would have to do to get it running at that. This is my NVIDIA system here. The Radeon system I did try it on did manage to get about 35 frames a second, thereabouts on average. Still playable. Not as good as the NVIDIA. I'm not exactly sure why. Could just be the way that the game's designed. Works better on NVIDIA cards on Windows too, from what I understand. But your mileage may vary. It's really a disclaimer, is what that last sentence was. Your mileage may vary. Don't blame me if something doesn't work the way as it's intended. So we'll jump into configure. Now, this is the Play on Linux menu here. Obviously, you need to download Play on Linux. There's going to be a link in the description, so you can download that for your distribution, whatever it may be. You can see here I had a Skyrim prefix set up. I'm now using wine version 1.7.20. I'm going to go ahead and make a new wine prefix. You get this nice little wizard that pops up. Press next. On Arch Linux, I'm using a 64-bit Windows installation. Skyrim seems to like it. And just for the sake of argument, I'm going to use the latest version of wine, 1.7.22. Choose the name of the drive. We'll go Skyrim YouTube. Not YouTuber, YouTube. Press next. We'll let that be created. It might take a few minutes. Again, depending on your hardware, it could take 10 seconds like mine did. Not even 10 seconds. It could take 10 minutes. Really depending on your hardware. So there we go. We now have the 64-bit prefix called Skyrim YouTube using the 1.7.22 version of wine. Now, always, when you set up a new prefix, configure wine. This just sets up some basic defaults. In our case, running Skyrim seems to run best running with Windows 7. We don't need to change libraries or graphics or desktop integrations. I'm going to press apply there. Drives, you can auto-detect. That's fine. You can see all of my different stuff here. My home folder, my server, my boot EFI drive, and my data drive. It's great. I've got nothing to hide here. You can't really hack me with that information. That doesn't tell you anything about me. But here is the quirk in Arch Linux. If I click on audio, here's a problem. Program error. Audio will still work fine in game. It will default to using Pulse Audio or also whatever you've got available. It's just a weird quirk with the latest version of Pulse Audio, and Wine doesn't like it. So automatically dies. Again, with my research, you can get around that by getting rid of Pulse Audio using ALSA. Now, under Install Components, the first thing you do, let's check the tutorial here. First thing you do after getting Wine version, starting your prefix. Great. Set Windows 7 as the OS, did that. Have to install components. Find Steam and install it. Now, there's actually one more spot to this. You install Steam with this. Click Install. It will download and run through the script. Again, I'm getting these signatures of script are not valid warnings all the time. I don't know why. Everything is fine. I checked the scripts well ahead of time, and they're not doing anything malicious. You can check them yourself. Just seems to be a problem with the PGP signatures that are approved. But whatever. So we just keep going through. We got to run a lot of stuff. We'll let it download Steam. It'll install it. It will ask you to create an executable afterwards. Actually, no, it won't. Forget that. Then we go up to this little entry here, hack Steam. Now, problem with Steam on the latest versions of Wine is I'm not sure exactly what commit it's part of. In the research I was doing, it seemed to be an issue with Microsoft HTTP download library that they're using. If you install hack Steam, it gets around it and things seem to go pretty well. Again, you click I agree on all these things. It's not doing anything malicious. It's just fixing Steam. See? Fixing your Steam installation. So, I've installed Steam. I've installed hack Steam. I jump back over to the General tab. I make a new shortcut from this virtual drive. It will search. You find a shortcut, click on Steam, press Next, and choose a name. In my case, I'm going to call it SKYT Steam. So this is just to kind of keep it separate from the rest of my Steam shortcuts. And you see it show up on my desktop there so I can run it. I don't want to make another shortcut right now. Press Next. And there you go. You're off and running. Now, checking back with this. Add the shortcut. Back to the General tab to make the shortcut. Yeah, I did all that. And now we can start by installing all the extra libraries we need. Again, it says right in here, start by installing D3DX942, followed by VCRun 2008, followed by Xact. Xact, again, not strictly needed. There was a slight boost. I tried it with Xact, without Xact, and Xact gave me a little bit of a frame boost. Just a tiny, tiny amount. Nothing major to really write home about. But if you're following along at home, might be something you want to do. So jump up here to, where is it? All the way up here, D3DX942. Click Install. Let it run through its installation. Again, you're going to have these warnings pop up. Can't do anything about that. Now we go down and find VCRun 2008 and install. And now we're going to head down, find Xact, and install that as well. Okay guys, I've installed my libraries, and now we're ready to run Steam for the first time. Click on Run. It's going to take a minute before it opens up. And it'll run through its little updating routine. It'll download some files, update some files, or so to speak. Really, it's just downloading the software in the first place. You may or may not encounter a problem where it gets to about 95% and just stalls. If it gets there, what I have done in the past that worked, this is before the hack Steam method came into it, was press the cancel button. make sure all windows are closed and relaunch it. And do that until it finally does download. It will happen eventually, and it only seems to happen during these update issues. As you can see here, Elder Scrolls V Skyrim is downloaded. I already have my workshop content selected, so it already downloaded most of it for me. Very important part. We'll jump back to library here. We'll go to installed games. There's Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. You want to browse the workshop. And I'll show you the ones you need to have to really get the best experience, HD quality, all that good stuff. You don't need the followers. Moonpath HD Texture Pack. If you have the Moonpath of Elsewhere Quest add-on, this one right here, then this is a great one to have because it makes it HD with like the rest of the game after all is said and done. So really the ones you're looking for are item sorting for Hearthfire, Sky UI, which is good. There's also item sorting for Dragonborn and all that. Item sorting in general you need. That really fits in well with Sky UI, makes it a lot easier. Static Mesh Improvement Mod. It really just tightens up 3D models, makes them look better overall. More village animals causes, obviously, more village animals to show up. Realistic lighting. Must have. This is what adds all the nice lighting and shader effects that you get, that you've seen in my video. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Again, I'll leave a link in the description. Really helps me if you watch those videos. And dense vegetation makes more denser vegetation. Makes everything look more realistic in general. Better embers for better looking fire. Crimson Tide is a blood add-on. If you don't like blood, you don't need that. It really doesn't add that much to the game. It just makes things a little more realistic. Pure waters, you can see through the waters. It looks a lot better, a heck of a lot better. Realistic ragdolls and force. Again, this is a physics mod, not completely necessary. Makes things look better in general. And again, item sorting Dawnguard. I have the Fall of the Space Corps, of course. Okay, there you go. So I have all the DLC. Obviously, I've got Dragonborn, Hearthfire, and Dawnguard. You need to have the high resolution texture pack DLC. It's free. If you don't have it, you should get it. It really does the largest improvement as far as texture qualities go. If you don't have this, you're using the same texture quality as what's available in the Xbox 360. And that's crap. That is absolute, utter crap. Alright, so we come back in here. Once you have subscribed to all of the Steam Workshop items you're going to subscribe to, again, it's going to be a list down in the description. And there'll be a link to my walkthrough file on Google Drive. It'll be open to the public. Feel free to look at it. You click play. Let it run through all this stuff. It may or may not fail on your system. Your mileage may vary. I haven't had any problems with it. It seems to just run and work for me. And data files. See how there's no data files in there yet? We want this to download all of the data files we need. So all those mods you subscribe to increase quality, new quests, whatever you subscribe to, they need to download. Okay, so while those mods are being downloaded, you can jump over here to the Skyrim script extender website, skse.silverlock.org. Again, link down in the description. And you're going to want the current build, 1.7.1 current right now, compatible with runtime 1.9.32.0.star. Short and sweet of it, this is the most compatible with the current Steam version. Download the 7-zip archive, and we'll save it. It's actually newer than the one I had last time. Last time I had 1.6.9, I believe. So been a little bit of updating at that point. And once that's downloaded, what you'll do is open up the archive. I'm using ARC on KDE. There's also the P7-zip if that's what you're using. It all works. Really, it all works. Now you'll extract that pretty much anywhere. I'm going to extract it into a subfolder. and open the destination subfolder, close arc after extracting, and preserve paths. Press OK, let it open up. So there we go. We want these files right here. You take those, we want to copy them, and we will go over here to our new prefix, drive C, program files, x86. If you're on AMD 64 system, if you're 64-bit, you've got to do that x86. Don't forget about that, very important. Then head into Steam. We'll go to Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim. See there's data. That's the folder you look for. Once you see the data folder, you will paste the 9 items into it. Apply to all, right into. There we go. They're copied. You've got source. If you want to play with that, go for it. I haven't. I probably won't. Not something I'm worried about. So now you've got the SKSE loader in here. We'll make a shortcut to that shortly. Now, next step, if you want the FPS counter, this one right here, you can usually see it up in the upper right corner when I'm doing my Skyrim playthrough. You need to create a folder called SKSE, all capital, in the Skyrim data folder. So we'll go back over here, data, create new folder, SKSE. Okay, so keep that open. Now we will head to this website. It's Nexus Mods. Yeah, redirect me, thank you. And this is the most bare bones FPS counter you can get. Works with SKSE. You can use the WinMM plugin loader if you want. I haven't tried that. I don't know if it'll work well on Linux or not. Download the latest one here. Don't download with Manager. Download manually. So there's the FPS counter. And now we will open that. So you can see I downloaded it already once. We will extract it into the downloads folder. Where is it? Oh, there it is. SKSE plugins. So again, the folder in your downloads, when you extract it with P7-zip on Linux, SKSE folder right there. That's the same one that you made in your data directory. You will take that folder, you will copy that into this directory you created. And now you have frames per second in Skyrim. Guys, as you can see, finish synchronizing subscribed mods. That's what we're waiting for. Once it says that, we click exit. Do not click play, because SkyUI will not work. SKSE will not load if you click play right now. Press exit. Now we go back to configure. In Skyrim YouTube, we make a new shortcut from this virtual drive. We want to find SKSE loader. See right there. Here it is, SKSE loader. Press next. We will go with, because I already have one installed, we'll go with SK YouTube loader. Press next. Scanning the drive again. We're not worried about that. I don't want to make another shortcut. There we go. So now we are ready to go. Now, note of caution. You need to have this version of Steam running before you start the loader. Otherwise, all it will do is start Steam, start the loader, and screw everything up. Okay? You need to have Steam running and then start the loader. So make sure Control-Alt-Escape are set up so you can kill the running Skyrim. Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble because it'll just keep going. Now, in order to change it to high and show you the 60 frames a second that I was getting, we go into here, Options, and we can set this to high. Everything's set for high quality. Go to Advanced, and we can check and make sure that we're at high quality. It's really this view distance that's the biggest thing. And we will reflect the sky as well. There we go. Press OK. And again, you want to start it using Play on Linux, Loader. There you go, guys. Set to high now, not ultra. Ultra works great on Windows. There are still some performance problems on Linux with this method. It doesn't work 100% the same as Windows, but it's damn close. I gotta say, it is damn close. I'm quite impressed with it. So you can see 39, 38 frames a second, not getting frame drops. Jumps down, lowest I think I saw there at 27. So really, view distance is the big thing. You can have everything else turned up as high as you like. If you turn down the view distance enough, then you'll be getting more than enough frames per second to have a good, smooth experience in Skyrim. So you can see a little bit of denser foliage, some animals lying around. Let's just run up. Gonna head into, what's this place called again? Whiterun, not Whiterun. Whiterun. And you can see a little dip there as it loads up stuff in the background. That also has to do with my recording. Unfortunately, I'm recording to the same hard drive that I'm running the game from. So, can't really avoid that. It is an issue. Nothing that I can do about it, unfortunately. Oh, here we go. We're in Whiterun. We'll head inside somewhere. This will give us the best sense on whether we can get that 60 frames per second mark. Okay, everything's loading up. 59, 60 frames a second. And it'll hover right around there as long as I'm inside. Now, as you can see, looking at fire, does tend to have a little bit of a frame drop once in a while. Anytime you look at something that's modified initially, it has to set everything up again. It has to reload it all with higher quality. Just the way Skyrim works. I'm not sure why they programmed it that way. But as you can see, 60 frames a second in Skyrim on Linux. It is possible. You've seen it happen here. Very smooth gameplay. Very impressed. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Favorite it. Tell your friends. Get them to come over. Check out this video. Pass it around the internet. Show that gaming on Linux is possible, even if it's through Wine. It is possible. I'm Sovahkiin. This is my first tutorial on Linux, getting a game to run under Linux through Wine. I will talk to you later. Bye.